Hello class, this is a video tutorial on simplifying fractions. A fraction is in its simplest form. I'm going to underline that because it's important that you know it. Is in its simplest form when the numerator and denominator have no common factors other than 1. So I'm going to show you two methods in simplifying fractions. One, so the first set is going to be using the highest common factor, whereas the second set here is I call it a reduction method. We're going to be dividing by common factors. So let's begin with this first example here. So what we do first is we need to find the common factors between 5 and 15. List the factors of 5 and 15. So what numbers multiply to give me 5? Well, I know it's going to be 1 times 5, so I'm going to list them there. And so far, that's all that we can do. For 15, it's always going to be 1 and 15. 2 doesn't work because 2 is not a factor of 15. 2 times something cannot give me 15. So let's try 3. I know that 3 times 5 gives me 15. Now looking at these two lists, this list and this list, which is the biggest common number? Well, as I can see that it's going to be 5. So now with this number that we found, we're going to divide both the top, also the numerator, and the denominator by the number we found, by the highest common factor. And with this number, we find the simplified version of this fraction. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So we've reduced, or we've simplified 5 over 15 into becoming 1 over 3. Let's try it again with this example. Let's list the factors of 6. I know 1 times 6. I know 2 times 3. 4 doesn't work, and 5 doesn't work. So there are only 4 factors of 6. The factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. The factors of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, and I believe that's it. 5 doesn't work, and we're back to 6. So now looking at these two lists, this list and this list, which is the biggest number that is common to both? Well, I can see 6 and 6. So with the highest common factor, we're going to divide both numbers by the number we found. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 18 divided by 6 is 3. It's also 1/3. Okay. Let's take a look now at 21 over 24. Let's find the factors of 21. I know 1 and 21. There's always going to be these. 2 doesn't work. 3 does, because 3 times 7. 4 doesn't work. 5 doesn't work, because 5 times something can't get me to 21. I believe it's just these 4. Let's take a look at factors of 24. It will always be 1 and 24. 1 times 24 is 24. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 8 4 times 6, and I believe that's it. Now let's take a look. Which is the largest number common to both lists? 1 is common, 2 is not, 3 is, 4 is not, 6 is not. I believe 3 is our highest common factor. So we're going to divide both numbers by 3. And that will give us a solution of 21 divided by 3 is 7. 24 divided by 3 is going to be 8. So 21 over 24 is simplified to 7 over 8. So now this is the method using highest common factor. This next method it achieves the same thing. It takes a little bit longer, but it isn't as mentally consuming. So 48 and 54 are both divisible by 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and divide both of them by 2. That will give me 48 divided by 2 is going to be 24. 54 divided by 2 is going to be 25 plus 2, it's 27. Now, and then we just keep going on this matter until we figure out if we can no longer divide. So 24 is divisible by 2, but 27 is not. So let's test 3. Will 3 divide into 24? 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 9, so yes, 3 does work. This will actually give us 8 over 27 divided by 3 is 9. So this process is actually dividing by smaller numbers continuously until we get to this most simplified version of it, 8 over 9. I'll demonstrate it with this one. It's a large number, so it has room for a lot of division. So we're going to divide this by 2. 200 divided by 2 is 100. 800 divided by 2 is 400. I can already see now that I can divide by 100 because 1 times 100 is 100 and 4 times 100 is also 100. So I can quickly divide by the biggest number that I can see there. That will give me 1 over 4. Let's take a look here now. What is the largest factor that you can see it to divide both numbers by? Well, I can start off using 10 because there are a lot of zeros there. 50 divided by 10. Well, 10 times what gets me 5? 50. That's your answer. It's going to be 5. 20 divided by 10. Sorry, 200 divided by 10 is going to be 20. And then looking at these two, I can see I can divide both of them by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So using either method, we can always simplify fractions by repeated division or finding the highest common factor. Best of luck.